The Irish Injured Jockeys Fund was set up at the end of September 2014. The jockeys who set up the Irish Injured Jockeys Fund felt that there was probably a gap there somewhere which wasn't been filled, and it was their wish that they would do something and that they would enable the public to do something by contributing to fill that gap.
Roughly, we've helped about 30 jockeys, amateurs and professional riders in the last year. Our main mission is to help them with care and guidance along the way while they're injured, and also when they're out injured we can maybe help them to get some education. If they want to go back into re-education, we can guide them on the right path, because they can be very overwhelmed, and it's an eternal struggle for some of them if they're out for a long time. So we can give as much care and advice to them that's needed, and that's basically why we do what we do, to help them back on the track.
One of the biggest difficulties of being a jockey is that, given the risks that you undertake every day going to ride horses, you're not going to be able to avail of the same level of insurance that you and I could avail of, sitting desks or interviewing or whatever we're doing. So it's both prohibitive and expensive. So some of them can't get it, and some that can get it, it's just very, very expensive to get. And accidents happen.
I've been suffering from dislocating shoulder, my left shoulder, for about 6 or 7 years. And this year I got a fall in Killa in a pint in Cork, and I've been having trouble with it again since. Usually I was able to slot it back in myself and carry on, but this time I struggled to get back.
Anybody that calls in, the case will be discussed here with Michael Higgins and board members, and we'll deal with every case individually and sensitively and confidentiality is a big thing with us. So we will treat each case, no matter how big or small.
I rang Dr. Downey that week, and he got the ball rolling pretty quick. Yeah, and he rang Michael Higgins in the Injured Jockeys Fund and said my situation, and they said get him in, get him done. That was that. There was no rigmarole. It was very straightforward. It was one call and one call back, and I was asked, when do I want it done? We
work very, very well with the Turf Club medical officials, Dr. Downey and Dr. McCormack, I suppose, are the two main people that we work with, and they would generally come to us and say, look, AB has just had a difficulty, we need to get this done. He's not covered under insurance or whatever, can you help out? We'll look at the situation, assess it, and hopefully be able to provide some support by following their absolute, we're dependent on them to give us the medical piece behind it and the justification for it, and tell us what this difference is going to make.
I had a ride in Kilbeggan and going well at the time, and I ended up clipping the horse in front of me, and it came down. First thing to hit the ground was my face, my teeth, and ended up shattering all my front teeth, top and bottom. And they seen that I was going through a hard time, wasn't able to afford. It was a couple of grand that I couldn't afford, so they stepped up straight away and paid for it. It wasn't a good time, I was in a lot of pain and didn't really want to go out anywhere because you've no teeth. Didn't want to go to work. You're all the time talking to people, so your confidence is gone. You didn't want a dark time.
You would have met the two guys today. We're very happy with what we're able to do for them. And they're very good examples, because if there's something which we can do which can hasten them getting back to work as jockeys, or just get back to health, we're very happy to do that on the recommendation of the medical advice that's available to them. But we want to raise awareness as well within the sport. I mean, it's not a niche sport in Ireland anymore. It's so widespread. Everybody knows somebody involved in racing. And they're very supportive of their own. And this Irish Injured Jockeys Fund is a vehicle by way of which people can support in a very, very, very tangible way people involved in racing, and to support the sport that they love.
I think it's brilliant. Like, there's be a lot of jockeys in the same situation that are just making bread and butter, and when something bad happens, which typically in a jump jockey's world it is going to happen at some stage, that we have someone there to help us when we need it, because we are going to need it.
Thank God they have come and they have set up this for us, because we are in a sport where you're going to get hurt. you're going to get hurt, and if you don't think you're going to get hurt, you're a fool. So, and if you haven't got health insurance, they're here to back you up, you know. So it's great, really. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's not a job. I love it because I'm personally attached because I'm in racing all my life as well. So I have family members, and I've been affected by injury before in the past. But it's overwhelming, and I think it makes us do our job every day, come in and just be appreciated for what we have at the moment, because we never know what can happen.
All our funding is from donations and from fundraising. So we have many people in the industry, well-known people in the industry, who are very supportive of us, who would be quite generous in their support of the industry. But really it comes from the public, let's be clear about it. It comes from the public and from the industry through some way. And they're very generous and very, very supportive of Irish Injured Jockeys.